Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the pod. Today we're talking some sad news.
Beyonce.
We're talking Beyonce.
She sings that song.
A sad song?
The song you were singing before this.
Oh, I already forgot what to say. Anyways, I forgot what I was going to say. We'll be with you in 30 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right now.
Okay. Hey there. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Manny and Sean Experience podcast. My name is Manny.
And I'm Sean.
And we are happy to be here once again, episode 73. Moving right along the episode. We're just churning them out now.
Is that what we're doing? We're
churning and churning. Mixing it.
Well, hopefully y'all like what we churn out.
I mean, there's still some people listening to it, so.
Fair enough.
But welcome back to the pod. We hope everyone out there is doing well. And if you're not, find a little piece of joy. That's what you got to do sometimes.
True.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well today. It's been a busy week, but a good week. So can't complain.
Well, that's good.
How about yourself?
I'm doing better. Work is very busy too. And you kind of reach that like fatigue part where you're like, I can't stare at this computer anymore.
I get that.
But you got to, because that's how you do your job. Maybe if I didn't work from home, right? Like if I was in the office collaborating.
I don't see how that's going to be any more helpful for you. When those moments happen for me is when I go take my walks at work, but you have appointments, so you can't just...
Yeah, I try to do my walk in the morning and then work out at lunchtime. Maybe I should reverse those. But working out in the morning seems like a lot more difficult task.
But it'll wake you up, though.
It may not happen because then I'm just like, well, I could just stay in bed today. Anyways, let's get into the mix.
You're in the mix.
Well, welcome back to the Mixtape. If you're new here, this is where we, spread the tea, talk the banter, whatever.
This is where we usually talk about hot topics or whatever news story or something that happened this week. So,
Yes.
What are we talking about this week?
Well, today we open up with something that's a little not super happy. It's more sad. But it's kind of in the news, but not in the news.
Okay.
I feel like it's the social media presence of this story is big, but
Not mainstream media.
right. Mainstream media covered the stranded passengers from a cruise more than I feel this has been covered.
2 reasons for that. I won't spoil it.
Right. So I will go into my news anchor and read this relatively quickly. Can you put like some music? No, just. All right. So Carlos Collins, a 25-year-old nurse from Mississippi, tragically lost his life due to a brutal murder committed by his ex-boyfriend, a former Mississippi police officer named Marcus Johnson. The situation escalated post-breakup, with reports of Johnson placing trackers on Collins' car and friends' vehicles, as well as setting up a camera to monitor Collins' activities. Collins' sisters described John's behavior as obsessive and linked it to a fatal attraction, stating that Johnson didn't want anyone else to be with her brother. Despite Collins' filing a restraining order and reporting multiple instances of stalking to the Jackson Police Department, the situation was allegedly mishandled, with authorities seemingly favoring Johnson over Collins' safety. Johnson was eventually arrested in Monroe, Louisiana after a car chase across state lines. He faces charges of murder and shooting into an occupied dwelling in connection with Collins' killing. Johnson had a troubled history, including being employed by the Jackson Police Force for 8 months, only 8 months, in 2013 before being separated from the department pending disciplinary actions. He resigned just before facing termination. Additionally, Johnson was previously arrested for false pretense, grand larceny, and impersonating an officer near Jackson State University. He had allegedly used another officer's badge number to issue a false citation to a female student and attempted to exchange it for personal favors. Johnson had also been involved in other legal issues, including a 2014 arrest for grand larceny charges, some of which were dismissed, and he was placed on a pre-trial diversion program for other charges in 2015. The police declined to comment on Johnson's past charges. And my liners really got the best of me there. So if you haven't heard, now that I've read it for you, now you know about Carlos Collins, who was the way he was murdered was, nobody obviously should get murdered, but
No.
it was obsessive.
So the spoiler alert, the two reasons I feel like this story was not picked up was because 1, gay, 2, black and gay. I mean, they don't care. Extremely sad story. This was the first I heard of it when you told me about it earlier today. There's no other way to say it but sad. Like, this young man seemed to be doing all the right things, had a lot going for him. He got a nursing award for the hospital that he was working at. And it seems like he was just living life. And it seemed like this man just could not bear the fact that their relationship had ended. And like you said in the story, if he can't have him, then nobody else can have him. And this is a story as old as time. There have been countless people who have to deal with stalkers, who have to deal with exes who just cannot get it through their head that the relationship is over and they don't want anyone else to have you. It's sickening.
Yeah. It was disturbing. It's even more disturbing that he went around about the right channels to be protected. It seems like he was dismissed. I also have to pause and think, was it dismissed again because he was a gay male? Because the other gentleman was a former police officer, even though he was dismissed. There's a lot of question marks. Or is this just general for people who put restraining orders on other people? You just file it and, call the police, I guess. And if you have an opportunity to call the police when you see the stalker.
Right.
There was also instances where Collins was woke up in the morning, and Johnson, this was in another story in the People magazine,
I read that.
where Johnson was standing over him as he was sleeping.
And he tried to get the locks changed in the apartment. That has to be terrifying to wake up and just, even though you know the person, that's still terrifying.
Yeah, because you broke up with this person. It doesn't seem like it was an amicable breakup. And they have been following you around, putting trackers on you. The sisters said that they went once to celebrate a birthday for a family member, and it was cut short when they turned around and Johnson was sitting behind them at this birthday party.
I can't. He went as far as to put like a Ring doorbell camera on a vacant apartment near this boy's apartment just so that he could watch his goings and comings. Like, that's obsessive.
Obsessive, unhealthy. But, you know, you have to think, like, what could have helped avoid this?
Honestly, I mean, Collins did all the right things, right? He reported it to the police. He filed a restraining order. Like, he did the things that he was supposed to do. At the same time, I feel like law enforcement failed him, though. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was because of the gay thing. I don't know if it was because Johnson was a police officer, former police officer, whatever the case may be. I feel like that shouldn't matter because of how much trouble he was in for being a police officer. But sometimes I don't think police take certain cases as seriously as they should until something like this happens and the person winds up either injured or dead.
Yeah.
And then everyone is looking at the police like, where were you?
Right.
There was so many red flags here.
Right. This is not like a far off stalker that, you know, you put a restraining order and then they fall back. Like,
right.
This person was appearing in places. Like, isn't that the whole point of what is it called? I just said the word.
Restraining order.
Restraining order. Like, okay, this motherfucker is here. I'm here at a birthday party. Like, is that not the cops come arrest them? And like,
go ahead.
No, I just don't know how it works.
My thing is with restraining orders, I'm always like, yes, it's good that you documented it and you went to the court and did what you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, that's just a piece of paper. Yeah. And yes, I know that if you see the person, you're supposed to call the police. They'll come. That person will get arrested. How much time between seeing this person and calling the police, how long will it take the police to get there? 1. 2, will you even have a chance to call the police?
Yeah.
If someone you wake up in your bed and this person is standing over you, you don't have time to call the police.
Yeah.
I just, and I don't have answers. I don't know what can be done instead because, you know, stalking, while it is illegal and you can get a restraining order, people don't follow it, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, clearly. I mean, obviously there was, I would assume, I'm not a doctor or a therapist, I would assume there was definitely some mental health issues there. Maybe not, probably going beyond the relationship.
Yes, considering what he did with the young lady, using another cop's badge number to, you know, what is the word I'm looking for? To persuade her to do sexual favors for him for wiping away a ticket. Like, something is wrong with you.
Yeah, definitely fear of abandonment, fear of being needed. Something's there. And it's sad that through that process of him being, you know, reported to the police and all that, that it did not potentially lead to him being evaluated. I don't know, maybe he was, but being evaluated mentally, because like that is just too much. And for Collins, like he was out here trying to be the best nurse he could be.
Yeah, he was living his life.
Starting his nursing career at the age of 25, that's phenomenal. A young black man that's needed in the field, and then just life taken too soon. And we're left with all the questions of why, and could it have been prevented? I mean, I don't know if it could have been prevented, because unless you remove that person,
right,
from society, I guess.
It's like they either have to go to jail, or sometimes the person that's being stalked has to move, but that's unfair to them because your life is here, your career is here, your family is here. You are 100% within your right to continue your life after you break up with someone.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be on you to move heaven and earth to get away from this person. And then sometimes people move and you still can't get away from them because next thing you know, they done popped up at Publix on you and you like, but I moved.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah. It's a sad case. It's not, again, I haven't seen it mainstream media, and I think eyes should be on it. Not just because of, them being gay and them being black, but it really brings to the table an issue that I think, unbeknownst to many of us, probably many Americans are dealing with something similar, such as this. Like, didn't we watch a show once where I forgot the premise of it, but she said up until this day, she still had a stalker and she did not know where he was.
Yeah, that was, I think it was a show on HBO Max. I can't remember the name of it, but it was people telling like different stories such as this. Actually, I think it was on,
Is it Evil?
It's not Evil. It's a different show. I think it was on Peacock.
Okay.
It was one of those short limited series shows. But yeah, like they never caught her stalker. And like to this day,
She is still living in
fear.
In absolute fear. So it's like, unless you can move that person out, I don't know that this person, I don't know how it's avoidable.
I don't
at
either.
all, because it really, it's a simple math problem. You have to remove the problem. I mean, I'm not saying the
Kill
person
them.
needs to be killed. I'm just saying, maybe they need to go into a mental hospital. Maybe they do need some time in jail because clearly they weren't abiding by the restraining order. Like, so it just brings it to me, it brings it to the forefront, which is, again, not being talked about on a large scale, but there's probably hundreds of thousands of Americans facing the same issue of somebody consistently following them around, fear of death. Sadly, in this case, he did pass away, and I don't feel comfortable saying how brutal the murder was. If you're interested in that, you can look it up, but it was seriously disgusting.
It was an unnecessary and uncalled for. I had to imagine like him breaking up with him, like that was probably part of the reasons, his issues.
Mm-hmm. He probably has abandonment issues.
Maybe he does, but that's something you need to work out. This is why we say like therapy needs to be available to everyone. That doesn't mean that everyone is going to go and take it, but a lot of times I will hear people say, I didn't have anybody to turn to, especially in some of these shows that we watch like that with that lady. Some of the people that actually get caught, say they didn't have anybody to talk to, or they were going through something, and, it just turns into a different outlet where people wind up getting hurt. And I know we can't blame everything on mental health, but a lot of people out here would be better served if it was easier and more affordable for people to just be able to talk to somebody. A lot of times these people can't even talk to the people in their family because of fear of judgment or fear of whatever the case may be, or they don't want to open up to them about something so personal or deep, or maybe it was somebody in the family that did something to them that is even preventing them from talking to someone in their family. So mental health services are so important. It's so important for people to be able to get that stuff out of them because people deal with trauma every day. Someone could be the happiest person. They are always smiling. They are always willing to help you. And they go home and shut that door and all they do is cry. Because, I mean, you just never know what someone else is going through. I'm gonna get off my soapbox.
No, I mean, I totally agree. A lot of things do stem from mental health, and not to curve the conversation away from the topic at hand. But the more I go to therapy, the more I see how everything is interconnected. Like things that I didn't even think were part of my past, something as simple as trust, was leading into something in regards to a medical thing. So it's like that. I never thought of it as that. I just thought, whatever. I'm just always anxious. Who cares? But no, I mean, there is always something in the back of our upbringing that may shape or have us think things or do things or trigger us without knowledge of what it was way back then. It could have happened when you were like 3 or 4 years old. You may not even remember that incident. But until you kind of start digging into it, you don't really understand. Well, anything I say cannot help this family or bring this young man back that had a phenomenal career ahead of himself. So I just say my thoughts are, or our thoughts are with the family. And truly, I hope this brings awareness to when a victim might say, hey, this person is still stalking me, that law enforcement will have the opportunity to take more steps to protect those individuals. You know, I don't want to bash law enforcement. You know, we all have our thoughts of them. But when I see, not to get political, when I see us putting such a focus on the police departments having to now, depending on what states, pull migrants and immigrants out of the communities and turn them over and send them back to, I'm like, that is not the police department's role. The police department's role is to protect and serve. Now, if that immigrant's doing something wrong, obviously, then, you serve it. But allowing police to police appropriately may have, in this situation, avoided this step.
Yeah.
And that's just my own personal opinion. You may have a different one. You may be screaming at me. You may be telling me to go fuck off. But that's what I think. And I just wanted to share that if you have unhappy thoughts and you cannot afford a therapist, reach out to somebody. You can call 988, which is the suicide and crisis line. Talk to somebody. Take in moments of heat, pause. 988. Talk to somebody. Because damn, I felt good after that one session with my new therapist. I just felt like something was lifted off my brain.
I love that feeling.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on in the podcast. And again, we'll put a link to that story in the description if you wanted to read more or learn more. I think it needs to be shared.
Yes, it definitely needs awareness brought to it.
I only learned through somebody shared something on Instagram, and then I started researching, and I was like, oh, wow. So, okay. So it'll be a hard transition here.
We're going to swerve.
And it's with all due respect. Missy Elliott.
Misdemeanor.
Y'all, if you is as old as we is.
as old as we is.
You grew up on some Missy music.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care who you are. You know at least one Missy song.
It gets played somewhere.
It does.
And if you don't know, Missy Elliott has never headlined a tour in her entire career.
No.
It is 2024.
I feel like the first time she was on tour, and I won't even say tour, or headlining something. I think it was last year at one of the festivals in Atlanta, I believe. And it was like the first time
You
seeing
performed
Missy perform.
more than like an award show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, this is what I would have loved back in the day to have gone to a Missy Elliott tour. Every time she put
Oh my
out
God,
an
can
album.
you imagine in your 20s going to a Missy Elliott?
Uh,
Well, fear not.
Now you could do it in your 40s.
Fear not, my friends. Take some naps the night of the concert. Prepare your liver because Missy Elliott is going on her first ever headlining tour in 2024 called the Out of This World, the Missy Elliott Experience. It is also going to feature stars such as Busta Rhymes, Ciara, and Timbaland.
A lot of artists are starting to, I won't say a lot because I only know these two, but artists are starting to do like this combo package where you get multiple acts on tour. Ricky Martin, Enrique Iglesias, and Pitbull just did it.
Yeah.
It seemed to be very successful.
I feel like there were some country artists that did it too.
Possibly, I don't know country that well yet, even though Cowboy Carter is introducing me to it. But it is, I feel like it's a lucrative thing for artists, especially like artists that probably haven't been out in a minute. Like you do have a diehard fan base, but maybe that fan base isn't big enough in a select city to fill up a arena or whatever.
Well, and there's a lot of history in between this group.
This is true.
Like Timbaland has worked with Missy
On everything.
since the beginning. Busta has been on some of her songs.
Yes.
Ciara or Missy has done some of Ciara's songs.
And vice versa.
So there's a lot of intercollaboration in this group.
They're going to lose control.
I already said we can go. I'm not aching to like sit in the 100 section because I feel like this is going to be more of like a party concert.
I mean, facts. Like I don't need to, I just need to be in the building. I don't need to I don't need to see Ciara's eyeballs. Like I just,
there's going to be a screen.
Of course.
We can take your pictures are still blurry when you're up
But
close.
I'm excited about Missy. Like I love, don't get me wrong. Ciara, fine. Busta, cool. I'm here to see Missy. No shade
I'm here to
to
see Missy
anybody else.
too.
I'm here to see Missy.
I'm here to see Missy. You can see Missy Elliott too. Not sponsored by anybody. But her tour starts on July 4th. And it's actually coming to Tampa, Florida.
She's coming to Tampa.
All right. She didn't come to you, Orlando. She ain't going to you, Miami.
She's coming to Tampa.
She's coming to Tampa because this is where everybody's moving to, apparently. I think she's going to that Sunrise.
Yes, I did see that.
Hertz Arena.
Which is, we passed by there and I'm just like, who goes here? But apparently people do.
Mark Anthony's performed there. Bad Bunny's performed there. I feel like Janet on her current, no.
On the last one?
No, not on the last
No.
one. The one before that, I think she went there.
Oh.
Well, are you excited for Missy Elliott? Because I'm excited for Missy Elliott. Did you grow up with Missy Elliott? Like,
let us know.
It's going to be like a lot of old people there.
Yes. I mean, we're not old.
They should have like a drip IV station
Girl,
when we get there.
stop. Who is that old to be at a Missy concert?
What is your favorite Missy song?
Oh, I can tell you. It's so many. Okay, actually.
Wait, are you Donald Trump?
What is the... No, I'm not. Don't.
Because you're like, I couldn't tell you. They're all my favorite.
I mean...
all the stories are my favorite.
She has so many songs.
She does.
Oh my God. There's one that I cannot...
My first song.
Oh, you know multiples?
Well, the first song where I heard Missy that kind of like, okay, I kind of like this was Rain.
Fun fact. Missy Elliott's first album was the first CD that I purchased on my own.
Oh, look at you. Gotten coins, having coins. So Rain was my song. And that's all for her first song. Her first Rain.
Oh, okay.
That was on her first album. But I think Miss E, So Addictive, is probably my favorite album. because it has bangers like Get Your Freak On, 1 Minute Man.
Okay. Missy, yes. So Addictive. Great album. Step Off. It's probably my favorite song. I'm trying to make sure that that is the song that I'm thinking of because she has so many songs. But I like some of the songs that aren't like singles.
She has like so much music. I don't know how she's gonna divide
Do
it with
everything?
everybody. I mean, she's probably gonna have to pick all the hot singles she's done.
But
Is it worth it? Let me work it. That's good too. Like I put my
they know flip
flip
it
in
in
reverse.
reverse.
Missy's got so many good songs.
I can't. There's too many.
I'm excited for it. She just announced that this week, the week of the 12th, obviously this comes out next week, but we're going to go. We'll bring
If she does any of the songs that feature Beyonce,
I didn't realize she had a song with Beyonce.
2.
I did not realize. I was going back through her discography today. I was like, wait, what?
I always was like, I wonder if Beyonce would ever like do like just a little snippet of one of them in a like one of her melodies.
What if Beyonce shows up to the concert?
Okay, that's not happening. Let's not get crazy.
Bitch, for $79.99, you got Beyonce and Missy Elliott.
She's just gonna pop up and do that one song and be out.
Maybe she'll give you one Cowboy Carter song.
Nah, Missy wasn't on the album.
Well, that's exciting. But on the same topic, I had to say,
Okay.
Did you know?
Oh Lord, here we go.
Did you know Sierra released an album in 2023?
I did not.
Well,
I feel like the rest of the world.
does anybody out there know Sierra released an album last year? Sierra released an
Cereal?
EP titled, okay, it's not an album, it's an EP titled CC in 2023. It was promoted with the release of 2 singles called How We Roll featuring Chris Brown and Forever, which featured Chris Brown and Little Baby.
And what was the name of it?
CC.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Anyway, Play That Beat on Under Construction is a very...
He's talking about Missy now.
Yes, I'm talking about Missy. It's a very underrated and hype song. It is one of my favorite songs by Missy
awesome.
Elliott, and I hope she does it.
Well, if it's underrated, it probably won't be done.
Shut up.
Back to Sierra.
Sorry,
So
Sierra.
rudely interrupted. It's only like 6 or 7 songs. It's within your wheelhouse. You should go listen.
Did you listen to it?
I have listened. I listened to it previous.
Did you like it?
And I listened to it again today. And I'm like, okay, this is cute. It's a little dancey. She has a song with Big Frida on it.
Okay.
If you don't know Big Frida, Sean can tell you about Big Frida.
Big Frida is the queen of bounce. You may know Big Frida from such songs as Break My Soul. I'm sorry. Or Formation.
Formation.
Yes.
I like the album, actually. It was cute. It's short. Obviously, I don't know that it's as hot-hitting as her 2 leading singles when she first came out, which was Goodies and 1 2 Step.
Featuring Missy Elliott.
Featuring Missy Elliott. So, yes, let us know. Are you excited for the Missy Elliott concert with her friends? Missy Elliott and Friends. That's what they should have called it.
Sierra's second album wasn't terrible. She had great songs like Promise. Promise is an amazing song.
Promise is a good song.
Like a Boy is good.
The second album's good. After that, I just kind of lost focus.
It was like...
It's like we were putting music to put music out.
What's that one she did with Justin Timberlake? Fantasy Ride. That album, I was not... Basic Instinct was good, right?
It was okay to me. Anyways, we're going...
I'm sorry, y'all.
So let us know again in the comments or in our anonymous link if you're excited about the Missy Elliott tour, or maybe you're like, I don't want to see Missy, but I want to go see Timbaland, or
Busta.
I want to go see Busta. We get to see Nelly. Oh, no, we don't.
What? I'm so confused. We get to see Nelly win.
in the summer.
Why?
Because I bought you tickets to go see Janet Jackson in concert in July. Again, happy birthday. It's Sean's birthday today, everybody. Wish him a happy birthday. Broke Cure first.
I
I know he doesn't care about Nelly. He cares about Janet. But I actually want to see Nelly too.
mean, Nelly's fine. I care about Nelly. I don't like that song they did together, but I like Nelly.
I mean, with the first Janet concert, we got Ludacris.
Yes.
And we got Janet. Like, I love this 2-for-1 deal. I love it. I fucking love it.
Thank you.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thank you. It's not my birthday when we're recording. It'll be my birthday when this comes out. On the day it comes out.
Well, we didn't have to tell them that because it was coming out on the day of.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
All right, let's move on. We'll talk about your gift later on. So we have asked all of you to submit your questions or answers or stories to our anonymous link. It is 100% anonymous. Anonymity. It's 100% anonymous. It is a Google form that you fill out. Now, whether Google reads it, I can't tell you, but I can tell you.
Girl, they already read everything you do. It's fine.
I can tell you that I don't know who the fuck submitted these things. So please feel free to submit. Did you want to start out with the question or the...
Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
I know you're having issues with it.
Here's the story. Oh, we didn't need all that, sweetie.
I have to clear my throat.
Okay, Mariah, do you need some tea and honey?
Wait, which one are we doing first?
We picked this one at random.
Okay. Y'all ready for story time? All right, let's get into this. I once was at my best friend's, she's a girl, house, and her boyfriend was also there. We drank a bit too much, but we had a blast.
This already sounds bad.
Around 3 a.m., my best friend
3
falls
a.m.?
asleep on the couch.
Who the fuck up that late?
Girl, they was drinking and having a good time.
I would be gone, asleep.
No, you wouldn't. No, you were drinking and having a good time.
True, I was up,
Okay, then.
I was up very late on my birthday cruise.
All right. So, okay. Around 3 a.m., my best friend falls asleep on the couch and I stay up talking to her boyfriend. Mm. Her boyfriend motions for me to go out on the balcony. He brings out a joint.
Oh.
We started smoking it and cracking jokes. And then he said, I really like your mouth.
Excuse me? I really like your mouth?
I said back to him, excuse me?
That's exactly what I just said.
He responded, I have always wanted to know how a guy performs orally.
Oh.
I took a minute to compose myself and said that girl, his best friend, is my best friend. I can't do that to her. He said, it'll be our little secret.
Now, see, this is where y'all got me fucked up with you straight men.
Straight where? I'm not going to... We'll talk about spectrums later. But anyway, he said, it'll be our little secret. He unzipped his pants, showed me his penis. In disbelief, I dropped my phone and the screen shattered.
Hold the hell up. Hold it. Now my phone is broken too. Now I'm pissed as fuck.
I mean, okay.
You should have at least taken a picture and then...
You know what? That might have been helpful in the solution to this problem. Yeah. But I'm sorry, y'all. We're gonna read it up. I dropped my phone and the screen shattered. I picked up my nail-broken iPhone and ran out of the house. He later texted me saying he was sorry and to not say anything to the girl, my best friend, because we was all under the influence and not using the best judgment.
Oh, okay, we're gonna blame it on that.
He says, I'm petty, and I told her. She ended up picking him over me, and we ended up throwing away 12 years of friendship. Fast forward to today, he is now living with a man, and she is alone. I feel bad for her, but she picked him over me, and I thought our friendship meant more. There wasn't really a question here. It seems like he was just getting that shit off his chest.
Well, I said questions or stories.
Okay, it's a story.
Yeah.
Got it. Because I was like, there's no question.
No. There's no question.
What are we doing? Where am I starting?
I mean, at first it sounded like the start of a porn. I don't watch porn.
Anyway, so what we fucked up is, or where we fucked up,
With 12 years of friendship.
is 1. 2, you should have snapped that picture because I'm snapping the picture and then I'm running out. And then when I tell her, your man came on to me and you was like, I don't believe you, airdrop that shit. Is that what y'all do on the iPhones? I don't know. I don't have one. Sorry, y'all. You airdrop that picture and be like, well, how the hell did I get this, girl? Explain.
Yeah.
Nope, no questions. Got it. You still want to pick him over me? Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, he may have been stunned in the moment that his friend's boyfriend would actually do that, especially with her being asleep.
It's going to heavily depend on, 1, how long have you been dating this man? That you are not going to believe your friend of 12 years
Yeah.
over some, I'm not going to say that word, over some man. Some nigga. Over some man.
Beep. Yeah, like, I mean, I have trust issues, but I would definitely believe my friend of 12 years over.
Hello?
I mean, they didn't say how long, but it doesn't seem like the boyfriend had been in the picture that long.
This reminds me of something that happened to us where we had a friend of many years, and then there was a new friend that came into the group, and this friend of many years decided to believe this friend that just came into the group over us. Where's he now?
Not here.
Exactly.
They did not expose themselves to us. They were, I feel like that may have been a question that came after that. It's completely friends. They just heard something that we said, apparently, but we never said it. But they believed that person over us. So, yeah, trust issues. Yeah, I don't think it was petty. I mean, I think his friend had a right to know.
Yeah, I don't think it was being petty either, because I feel like he was being a friend. Like, if he didn't care anything about you and he was actually feeling your boyfriend, he might have dropped to his knees. But he was like, that's my friend. I can't do that to her.
That's a solid friend.
And why would he wouldn't have any reason? Y'all were kicking it. Everybody was having a good time. I wouldn't have a reason to come up here and make up a lie about your man.
Right.
It doesn't seem like there was any animosity or any ill will or any bad feelings towards this man. So it's not like I'm trying to break y'all up.
Yeah. Maybe he should have just blew it up right there.
Woke her ass up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, she was drunk. They were all drunk and high, so I don't know how that would have went.
Well, listen, if you're listening, you're probably in a much better place than your friend. You dodged a bullet, because even though that person was your friend for 12 years, it just seems like if a better priority comes around, they're willing to get rid of you.
My thing is, you now know that your ex is now living with a man. So now you know that your best friend was not lying to you. So now you just threw 12 years away for what?
Stupid. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. Here's the other one we picked at random.
Make it make sense.
This one is a question.
Okay.
It says, do you think mental health is really that important? Somebody must have watched the last episode. I feel like I can accomplish my own therapy by going to the gym or just focusing on other things in my life. Share your perspective.
Can I go?
You're ready.
I'm ready.
He's locked and loaded.
1, no.
Sean loves a bullet.
No, you can't. You're not a therapist. You did not go to school for therapy. There's a difference between therapy and clearing your head and your mind. a lot of people will use the gym or something that you enjoy doing to get out of your head space and give you some clarity, but that's for that moment. Therapy is for long term. Yeah, I love when I work out, I zone out. I'm focused on my workout. I'm not focused on anything else. It is a great escape from reality. Same thing when I'm playing video games. It is an escape from reality.
I'm so happy you can do that working out. I cannot.
You can't?
No, my brain still runs.
Oh, okay. I'm not saying that it's not 100%. Everything is not 100% out, but I tend to be more focused on the workout than I am the other things. Yes, things will still pop in, but I love on Fit On. Sometimes the instructors they'll tell you like, this is your time. Don't think about anything else. Let it go. And that's what I really try to do and try to zone in and fix that. So yes, mental health is important. Therapy is important. Therapy is for the long term. Doing the other things that you'd love to do, which is fine. And I feel like it's something that you should do. Yeah. I feel like that is just to temporarily take you out of that space.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you're not solving or trying to get to what the root cause of the mental health is. You're just doing something that obviously feeds your endorphins, gets you a mental high. It gives you time of clarity, but the root cause is still there, and you still don't know what the root cause of some of like if you get in depressive states, or if you feel high anxiety, or if you fear going into certain situations, like you're not actively working on that. You're kind of putting a Band-Aid on it. Now, yes, physical activity is always good. Like my previous therapist told me, it's always good to get outside, do something physical, get your brain running, trying to run it differently. So yes, I think it's a good complement. If physical health is just as good as mental health. If your physical health is good, there's less things to worry mentally as well. So I think they go tandem, but I really do think if you have correction. Everyone should give therapy 1 to 3 sessions. I guarantee you, they're going to bring something out that you never even thought about. You may say things where a therapist is going to be like, let's stop there. Let's talk about that. And you'll be like, what the hell did I say?
It happens all the time. It's like you go in, this is after an established relationship with my therapist, but you'll go in thinking you're going to talk about one thing, and then you wind up talking about something completely different that you had no idea was also affecting you. Yeah.
Like my new therapist, first time I met him, like he had pause moments in that first meeting. I'm like, how am I that fucking readable? Like, how are you already picking up on things? So yes, physical activity, occupying your brain and mind with other things is great. I think it's a good tool, but I don't think it should be a replacement for therapy. I think you should give yourself the opportunity to go through therapy. Just think of how good you feel after working out. Think about how even better you would feel after working out, but also having worked on those issues that were impacting your life, which you decided to pick, I'm going to go lift some weights to try to clear it out. Right. Like you'll feel even better. Your workouts might even be twice as better. You might have a stronger drive, a better dedication to working out. So that's our perspective. We definitely respect your perspective and what works for you, but I really do vouch for giving it a try. Okay. Give therapy a try with the mindset that therapist number 1 may not be the one. I feel so blessed that my 2 therapists have just been like this.
Agree, because I hear stories of people going through, 2 or 3 before they find the one. And like, you shouldn't compromise. Like, if the first therapist you meet with if you don't feel like this person is the one for you, or if you're not clicking the way that you feel like you should click, then definitely try other doctors and find the one that fits you best.
Yeah. Like when I first met with the new therapist, obviously I had a better understanding of how to go to therapy. I just laid out my whole thing. This is this is that. This is how I live. Are you okay with these things? Like, you know, the first meeting is kind of like a little interview. Even though I feel like we jump right in. But I told him about me, my life and things. And as long as he was okay with those things and I didn't see his body language change or nothing like that, I felt comfortable to where I can talk to him.
And also, this may be important to some and maybe not important to others, but sometimes it's helpful to try to find a therapist who understands your culture, who understands the way that you grew up. And I don't try to make this a race thing at all. My therapist is Puerto Rican, but he's also gay. So like there are similarities there. I like being able for people to find a therapist where you don't have to explain your cultural norms, because though a therapist is there to listen to you and help you get through things, if you have to explain what it is like to be gay or what it is like to be Black and what these things are or how we move culturally by the way we do things or whatever, like, I'm not saying that they can't help you if they aren't from that same background, because many of them are and can. But I find it helpful and sometimes comforting to people when they see someone like them. It makes it a bit easier to open up to them as well. So
that was my thing, was comfort. Like, I wanted, top of my list was Latino. And again, not a race thing. It's just, I felt more comfortable in that because you, as a Latino person, understand how we grow up, what our culture is like. And you don't have to explain that. And again, like you said, it's not to say the other therapists aren't competent enough to get that, but it may take some more explaining of what the household looked like. Whereas in a Spanish household, the old rooted Spanish is kind of the same.
Right.
So they understand it and they're like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So that may be something else you look at. And yes, I wanted a gay therapist as well. My first one was not gay, but had done a lot of work in the LGBTQ plus community. So I felt comfortable enough to continue with him. We're 2 years. And our current therapist is gay and also Latino. So really check the boxes. But yeah, so we hope that helps with a little different perspective. Again, everyone is entitled to, approach things in life as they wish, but you asked for our perspective. So we just gave you a couple of tidbits about our perspective.
Nugget.
All right. Well, that's going to close the mixtape. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Off to What's Your Issue? Howdy ho, Sailor Bob.
I can't.
Welcome back to What's Your Issue? And I don't have one. What's your issue?
I don't have an issue.
Fantastic. We're doing great over here. No issues this week.
I'm sorry. No excuses, y'all. I'm sorry.
His issue is he's busy at work and didn't have time to think mentally.
I'm so sorry. I will have an issue next week, I promise.
And he'll be just as long-winded as always.
I am not long-winded.
I'm just fucking with you. I don't have an issue, but you know what? I can make an issue. I need y'all to stop being so... I've said this 1,000 times.
Who?
Can we just start being nice to people out there? Just be nice to people. Be kind to people.
Who's being?
Everybody's being mean. I feel like anybody I talk to at work is mean. Not my colleagues. I'm talking about like the participants that I deal with are just so angry. And I know our world is a little fucked up, but like, somebody's helping you. Spread a little kindness. And, we don't all know everything. And sometimes we also need to ask questions to help you. Give people that grace. Like, I was working on the alarm last night, and we got a new alarm system. And the person on the chat was like, can you please give me 2 to 4 minutes? I really need to research this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, sure. Why? I know you have to read my file and try to figure out what is going on to fix the problem. Why would I expect you to automatically know what to do? So, and then she responded back, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm like, okay, you must be having a bad day. So I'm like, be kind to people out here serving other people. Like, all our jobs, it doesn't matter what we do, we're serving somebody in some way or form.
Right.
Whether it's your internal colleagues or your external clients, just be nice. Because, you may fuck up that other person's day. Y'all usually fuck up my day, let me tell you. By 10:30, I'm mad as hell.
True.
And that's why I take a break. And then I work out.
Yeah, you had an issue.
I had an issue. Be nice to people.
Be nice to people.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We say that all the time. Our goal is to always bring fun things, serious things to the pod because we are of the variety podcast setting. And that's what we enjoy, and we hope you enjoy as well. If you enjoy it and you're new and you got this far, we are all over social.
Yes, you can find us by typing in MASXP23. X, Instagram, and YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, we have a new vlog out. It is from Manny's birthday voyage that we took in January. I know it's April, but busy. So the first one is out. And
this is the team. There's nobody else.
Right. The first one is out, and the second one will be out by the time you hear this. So go watch both of them.
Yeah, go check it out if you're interested in Virgin Voyages. It's not a full, this is what Virgin Voyages is. We did that in a previous life.
It's just us having a good time.
But you get to experience some of the things that we experience either on the ship, off the ship. And it gives you a good insight of what some of the dining places, the food looks like.
Yeah.
So definitely check them out. If you have a question or query and don't want to be anonymous, you can email us at mannyandsean@gmail.com, MANNYANDSHAWN@gmail.com.
Got it.
And then if you wanted to do the anonymous submission, the link is actually linked. The link is linked. The link is posted in our bio on Instagram because those are the only people that let you really put a link in your bio. TikTok doesn't let you do it. Twitter, X.
They scare the rest of y'all of posting porn.
Yeah. Which is what most people do with their link tree. Anyways. But yeah, so we are going to close today's pod. We look forward to the next episode. We're going to start working on trying to bring more collaborations on. March was like an off month for us in terms of like really trying to focus on bringing in more people into the pod. Clearly, I needed to go to therapy. So I feel like now we're headed back on the right direction and we can start like collaborating some more, bringing some new people on board.
Yes.
So you can learn about other people's experiences besides ours.
And I know we teased a second podcast. But
that was Peacock's fault.
Listen, well, I have sort of a remedy for that.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm just saying busy. So we'll get to it when we get to it. And when we do, we will let y'all know.
And in fairness, Peacock just started making you pay for all this shit. So We have to find a work. I guess he's found a workaround, but
Yes.
we'll see what we can do this summer. Well, we hope y'all continue to take care of each other and yourselves or whatever.
Or whatever. We getting out of here because we getting loopy.
Yeah, as we like to say here on the pod.
Do something good for yourself.
And then do something good for someone else. I bought him Janet tickets. Come on, get up, baby.
I love that's his go-to song.
That's my. I even got her dance where she's like, she does like this hand thing. It's like she's like, yeah, you see me? Look at the fan blowing in my hair.
I can't.
And then she does like a snap. She's like a snap. Anyways, we're out of here. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Farewell, my friends. Bye-bye.
Bye.